Well, very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Uckfield Business Podcast with me, Ian Noble, Director of Uckfield Chamber of Commerce. I think this is the fourth one of these we've done now. And joining me today, I'm hoping on screen very shortly, will be Claire Allen from Team 4 Bookkeeping. Good afternoon, Claire. How are you?
Good afternoon, Ian. Yes, also Treasurer of the Chamber, so very involved there with the local business community. Nice to see everybody. Nice to see you again, Ian.
Indeed, yeah. Sorry, I missed that off my introduction. Of course, you're the treasurer of the chamber and a very important part of the chamber, I might add. And we couldn't do it without you. So thank you, Claire, publicly to everyone watching. So that's good. So Claire, well, we've got a wonderful guest coming up very shortly in Bex Manny, who we've been chatting to pre-show about her photography business. So really looking forward to that. But before we get into introducing Bex to everybody, as we've sort of put a little bit of a framework to these podcasts now, so we'll talk a little bit about some Uckfield business news at the beginning, things that are on our mind, things that might be on your mind if you're in and around Uckfield. And the first thing is what's going on at the Highlands. Do you know what's happening there with the convenience store, Claire? Any ideas?
No, I'm hoping you're going to tell me. I know, obviously, we're all seeing the building work going on there and all waiting with bated breath. I mean, I've heard all sorts of stories and rumours about what's going to happen. Co-op are going, they're not coming, and so on. So I'm hoping you're going to give us an update. There's lots of other businesses pitching up in town soon as well. There's lots going on at the moment, isn't there? So tell us about Co-op. What do you know, Ian?
Okay, well, I think this is right. So I'm pretty sure that the Co-op have indeed signed a lease on this new convenience store. And I was quite sceptical, as a lot of people were. There was a lot of opposition to this building at the south end of town by the roundabout, by the Highlands Inn. The land, of course, is owned by Green King, and the pub is a tenant. And they have been wanting to build a convenience store for some time on the site. I think they've done it rather well. It's built in the same style as the pub. And as part of the deal, of course, they've done the pub car park, which was in great need of being done. And I know from talking with the Ridley family who own the pub, that they're very, very pleased, of course, with the car park. But we do know now that the Co-op have signed the lease. So the building is the responsibility of the Co-ops. But for whatever reason, we're not sure why, they're not planning on going in there until early in the new year now. So don't expect a shop front to be appearing. Don't expect to be able to pop in for your milk or bread that you've forgotten on the way through that part of Ridgewood. Of course, we still have the Ridgewood Post Office, and we hope that will long continue alongside the convenience store as well, if you need those things in the meantime. So that's the update on the Co-op store. So it will be a Co-op store, I'm told, for sure.
Excellent. No, that's good news, I suppose. It is good news, of course. Always great to have new businesses coming in the local area, isn't it? So the biggie news actually for a lot of us is the M&S are arriving very shortly, just before Christmas, well timed, and that's over at the is it the Ashdown Business Park?
That's right, Claire. Yeah.
Do you know about that? Do you know the date yet, Ian?
Yeah, we believe it's the 8th of November. So that's the date that's been kicked around. I even did give Lawson Commercial a quick ring this morning to see if they could confirm or deny that. And they weren't able to confirm or deny it. But we're pretty sure it's the 8th of November. And I have seen some pictures, probably on Facebook, I think. Most things appear on Facebook first and foremost, don't they, these days? Some pictures of the inside of the new store. And it looks great, actually. It looks really good. It's sort of got a warehousey feel to it in a smart, sort of chic market sort of way. So I'm sure it will go down really well with Uckfield residents, this new M&S store on the Ashdown Business Park. And, of course, Home Bargains is due to go in the new year as well. So another brand that's a national brand that's coming to Uckfield. So hopefully that will be good as well. And although these are multinationals, I don't think it does any real harm to independent businesses locally. I think independent businesses can work alongside them. And, if anything, it will attract more people into the area and not just Uckfield people using those sites. Because let's face it, Uckfield people have been buying things from M&S Freons anyway. They go out elsewhere to buy them, don't they? So the fact that the food hall is on the doorstep will be no issue going forward.
No, and also employment opportunities, of course, with stores like that as well for local people. So that's good news. But I know it's. I think all of these businesses have a place in the town, don't they? Whether you have nationals, these multinationals, or the smaller independents. I mean, the town centre itself is lovely here. We've got so many independent stores. I love seeing that. And I guess it's good that the multinational, the bigger stores are actually on the outskirts of town. So it's a different thing altogether, isn't it? So
it is. It
good
is
news for everyone.
Yeah, it's a different
Yeah.
dynamic entirely. And the store that's in the centre of town that has been threatening to open for some time and is coming really soon, and I'm told it is definitely coming before Christmas, is another charity shop, but a charity shop with a difference. This is the St Peter and St James Hospice furniture store, which is going in the old HSBC building right in the middle of the high street. And I think they will be opening really soon. I'm not sure exactly when that might be. If anyone watching knows, then let us know. But that will be opening soon as well. And we have fewer empty outlets in Uckfield than we do in other high streets. And on the previous pod that we had back in the summer, back in July, we spoke to Mark and to Sean about the high street. So we won't necessarily go into any detail there today. One thing I want to cover before we get Bex on is a couple of other things, Claire. Uckfield Community Awards. I think you're coming with me to that, aren't you?
Yes, you're my date for the night, Ian. Look out.
On Friday, the 24th of November, Uckfield Community Awards, East Sussex National. The Chamber are sponsoring Teacher of the Year. So we look forward to presenting that award. And if you're interested in buying tickets for that event, Friday, the 24th of November, go onto the Ashdown Radio website and you'll be able to buy tickets to attend that gala evening when we celebrate all the good things about our community in Uckfield.
Yeah, it's a great event, isn't it, Ian?
Go on.
No, I was just saying it's a great event. Last year was superb, and it's lovely to support all the people really that are non-business and actually who are very involved in the community. So it's all sorts of different categories, aren't there? It's a really good award evening.
Absolutely, Claire. All good. And we're going to cover off chamber events later on after we've heard from Bex. But we did have a great breakfast last Friday. We had about 30 people in Buffalo Bills in Halland. It was a really good breakfast. And our speaker on that occasion was Stephanie Aguilera, who is the careers lead at Uckfield College. Now, Stephanie shared some dates with us and some opportunities for businesses. So I just really want to quickly run through those now, if I may. So the college do great work in making sure that young people have the best prepared as they possibly can be for the world of work. There is a mock interview day with Year 13s on the 21st of November, which I'm taking part in, looking forward to that. And next year, they have 2 weeks worth of work experience where they're looking for businesses in Uckfield to take a student or two. Year 12s is in February, the week commencing the 5th of Feb, and Year 10s is in July, week commencing the 8th of July. They also have a careers fair on the 15th of March, which will be a great opportunity for businesses to just share with as many young people as possible their sector and their business here in Uckfield. And they have what they've called, I really like this. If you've got any people that were at Uckfield College watching this at all, they're having an alumni networking event. So anyone that used to be at the college can go along and network with some of the Year 12s and 13s so that they know what it's like, I suppose, to go to a business networking event like we all sort of take for granted a little bit. So there's an awful lot happening. And if you're interested in any of that stuff, then do maybe drop me an email and we'll be pleased to hear from you. And I'll put you in touch with Stephanie Aguilera at the college.
So last year we actually took on a work experience student from the college, and he was amazing. Just showed him some of the ropes about databases and bookkeeping and things, and software, and he loved it. Yeah, it was really good, and we're doing the same again. We've got another lady lined up this time, so we're looking forward to that.
Brilliant. I didn't know that, Claire. We hadn't rehearsed that bit. That's brilliant. Yeah, really good.
It's a really worthwhile thing to do. It's really, really good. Nice to introduce youngsters into your profession. You know, it's great. So I'm sure not many 15 and 16-year-olds think of bookkeeping as a career choice, but it is. So I really want to go and talk to them at the careers show.
Yeah, get you booked in for that one, Claire. So that's, as I said, that's next March. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, when I talk to a lot of businesses in Uckfield, one of the things that people tell me, one of the biggest challenges they have at the moment is recruitment. You know, it's actually getting the staff in, you know, and getting the right people in. Now, you know, to take young people in that are enthusiastic and keen about your career and start them at the bottom and train them up, a great opportunity to do that by getting alongside the college and supporting them with their events. So yeah. Maybe we should dedicate a whole podcast to this kind of subject, Claire. I don't know, but
I think that would be good, actually. No, that really would be good. That's an excellent idea.
We could do that going forward. Now, listen, I'm conscious of the time. We've been talking for 10 minutes. It's just flown by. So I'm really keen to introduce you to Bex Manny. I hope she's still there. Hello, Bex. Good afternoon to you.
Hi, Bex.
How are you?
Hi. I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
That's a pleasure. And when we were talking pre-show, I think you said that remind me not to say yes to a speaking engagement during half term again, which we didn't appreciate. But
I didn't realise when you asked me, because it was a long time ago, and I was like, yeah, October, that'd be fine. And then obviously hadn't worked out the next term's holidays yet. So it's been a bit of a juggle, but I'm here. It's all good.
There we are. And your kids are in the other room watching Disney or something and being occupied.
Yeah, and they've got a snack box ready. They've got some Halloween Lego if they get bored of the telly. They've got lots of things. They did you hear that? They just, I can hear you. So brilliant. Yeah, hopefully they won't interrupt us, but apologies if they do.
That's good.
They were asking me what to do if there's a fire. I was like, yeah, you can come and interrupt me if there's a fire, but don't set any fires.
Brilliant. I love that. An 8-year-old or 2 8-year-olds asking you, can we interrupt you if there's a fire? And you quite rightly, as a responsible parent, said, yes, you can. So that's good. Hopefully no fires. So tell us, Bex, you've got 8-year-old twins then. We know that about you now. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, boy and a girl.
Excellent. And we know you're a photographer, and there you are, beautifully posed with your camouflage dress against that background with your camera. But you also do another job as well. Tell us very briefly at the beginning about that as well, which is a rather unusual mix, if I may say so.
So I'm actually a dentist. I do that 2 days a week, and it's just the right balance for me. I like the dentistry in my new practice. I love it there. It's a great team, and that also gives me security, pays the bills, and I get to do stuff with my hands. I get to, help people. I love that. But then, there's this whole creative side of me that, I've been into photography for, all my life, really. And got really seriously into it about, I think it's 17 years ago now. And then, when I started my business, it's evolved many times over the years. And now I just do the branding. But the balance is really nice for me with the photography and then the dentistry for 2 days. Perfect.
Okay. Claire, is there anything else you want to ask Bex at the top of this presentation before we start?
No, I'm going to let her do her presentation. I'm sure there'll be room for questions at the end. I feel like we have spent too much time on the screen, and it should all be down to Bex now.
Brilliant. Well said. So Bex, over to you. Tell us about brand visibility and why this is so important for a business.
Yeah, so I've created a little webinar for you today. I'm going to give you 100% of me, lots of tips and advice. So hopefully you'll find it really helpful. And I just ask that you take part, answer my questions. I've tried to make it a bit interactive. So ask me questions and make some commitments as well, because I really want to help you succeed in your marketing. So I'd love to know in the comments, anybody who's listening, what is your biggest challenge in business at the moment? And I'll come back to that at the end. So I'm going to talk about what is a brand, why your business needs one, how to get brand visibility, and lots of, common fears and challenges, and how to get over them and actually take action for your business. So I just want to, I've got a little bit of bribery as well to make sure you stick around. I know there's some chamber news at the end, but I've also got a little gift for you as well. So stick with me. So I'll just quickly run through who I am. As you know, I'm a brand photographer now, specializing in vibrant, personality-packed images for small businesses who want to show up confidently in their brand. So I don't just turn up and take photos and then, send you on your way with lots of photos. I actually help you really think about the behind the scenes of your brand, who it is you're trying to attract, that we actually take photos that are really going to help you. And then I also help you after the shoot as well. So when you've got all these images, it's like, oh, well, what do I do with them? So I actually help you to use them as well. So they don't just sit in a folder on your computer and you don't know what to do with them. So things I often hear with the clients I work with are things like, we're doing okay, but we need to attract more new business. I know professional images are going to help us get more PR and features and get us seen, but we just don't know where to start, or we're not sure we can afford it. Lots of people, oh, I hate showing my face. Do I have to be in the pictures? I don't feel confident. Or they just don't know where to start with things like social media. So if that sounds familiar, let me know in the comments if you can relate to that. If you do, you're in the right place. So if you're struggling to get noticed, you're always sort of trying to think of, oh, what can we put on social media, thinking about a picture, what are you going to say? It just takes a lot of time. And then a lot of people just don't bother. So if you're sort of feeling unsure of yourself, frustrated with your image and feeling unprofessional, because you're just taking selfies at the last second, if that sounds like you, then I'm going to help you to understand your branding, get started posting online, feeling more confident and professional, and then just standing out from your competition, because that's what we need to do as business owners. Especially depending on whatever sector you're in, there's always going to be someone competing with you. So if that sounds like something you like and something where you'd like to be, hopefully this is something you'll find valuable for your business. So starting at the beginning, at the basics, what is a brand? Basically, it's what people think about you and say about you and feel about you. So it's everything together. It's your ethos, your values, your personality, your reputation, and your image. So this is how you stand out these days and make yourself noticed. And yeah, your face does need to be a part of it. It's so important. So if you take me, for example, my own brand is, obviously bright colors. Even, you can see it everywhere you see me. You'll see me in rainbows and bright colors. It's an important part of my branding, because even when I go to Chicago, I went to a conference. It was about 1,000 people, and people were coming up to me and saying, "Oh, are you Bex?" So straight away they knew me, because they see the bright colors on Instagram. They've seen me in Facebook groups, and I wear these colors all the time, and they recognize my face and they know who I am. So, that's what you want, is people thinking about you when, they see stuff. I get sent links all the time. It just happened on Tuesday. Somebody sent me a picture of a quote she'd seen in a magazine that was all about color. And she's like, "Oh, I saw this and it made me think of you." So I'm on people's minds whenever they see color, which is exactly what you want. Because then, hopefully down the line, because people aren't always going to be ready to hire you. But if your brand is noticed and they're thinking about you when they see your brand colors, then you're going to be the person they think of when they think, actually, no, I do need some photos for my business. Oh, I know someone. So, it works even in the subconscious, in the back of their minds. It's about being recognizable. So yeah, I make sure, because I want to attract joyful clients. Again, I make sure that my photos of me are always joyful. I'm always smiling. I'm wearing my bright colors. And that's probably going to put off the more sort of corporate style of people, but that's absolutely fine. I'm not a studio photographer. I'm not going to do dark suits and a white background. So, they're not going to want to work with me, and I don't want to work with them. So I'm trying to repel the wrong people and attract the right people. So, it works in so many different ways. And it's all that know, like, and trust. You want them to come to you because you're the person that they trust to do what they need. So I've been there. I'm a business owner. I've struggled massively with having the confidence to show my face. But I've learned a lot over the last few years, and I love helping other business owners feeling more confident marketing themselves. So showing your personality, getting over nerves, demonstrating your expertise, and helping people feel comfortable, it just makes such a big difference. And, believe it or not, I get nervous clients all the time. For example, Ashley, he is probably the most nervous client I've ever had in front of my lens. He did warn me that he was very awkward. And he was right. But we took some time. We had a chat. I knew just what to ask him about to sort of help him just relax and talk to me about what he loves. So he just felt, better and more comfortable with me and trying to ignore the camera. And we ended up capturing this gorgeous headshot of him, which was later accepted on Photo Vogue. So I was really chuffed with that. Everyone at work, this is one of my colleagues at work, he joined my charity project. And everyone's like, "Oh my goodness," when I told them and showed them it was on the Vogue website. So that was really fun.
You never would have known that he was nervous, would you, looking at that photograph?
Exactly. And that's what I'm aiming to do, because you don't want to be looking all stiff and awkward in your photos, because then you don't want to use them. You don't feel confident putting them online. So yeah, this is one of my favorites, and he's given me a lovely testimonial as well. So he booked me for the charity shoot because he knew he needed some fresh, up-to-date photos. He was dreading it, but afterwards he felt completely different, and he's now planning on having a full branding shoot when his new practice is renovated. So he's completely changed his mind, and he's like, oh yeah, actually it wasn't as bad as I thought. And you know, he loves the photo as well. We did get a few, but this is still our favorite. So yeah, back to sort of branding and why you need a brand. We already touched on kind of how your customers need to notice you, and you want to be the first in their mind when they're ready to buy whatever it is you're offering. And to achieve that, you need them to recognize you, know you, like you, trust you, and remember you. So we all know the quote, people buy from people. And after the last few years, it's more true than ever. And if you can create a connection, they're much more likely to part with their cash. So, for example, I remember a story about a florist. So this wasn't me. This was actually my business mentor. And she was looking to buy some flowers in a new town where she lived. And so she was having a look online. There were two florists, and one of them had just posted lots of gorgeous bouquets. And the other one had all the behind the scenes, had videos of her creating the bouquets, stories about her customers, stories about her life, lots of smiley, happy pictures. And she just had that connection with her. And that was the one she went to. They were charging the same. In fact, she might have even been charging a little bit more, but she was the one. She's like, oh yeah, I really like her. I'm going to buy my flowers from her. So, you know, it's little things can make a big difference. So how do you achieve this? It's really simple. Being visible. You need people to see you. So are you ready to dive in? You need to show up and get noticed. You need to stand out from your competition, show people what makes you different, because you are what makes your business unique. So can you see yourself doing this? If you're not sure, I have got my free gift at the end, which can help. So stay tuned. So where do you start? It doesn't have to cost you anything. So the people who are worried, you know, professional photographer, it's going to cost a fortune. You can start using your phone. You know, you don't have to start off with a professional. Start capturing behind the scenes videos. Practice finding the best light when taking photos. My top tip here, this is a selfie I took on my phone, unedited. I just stood in front of a big window, angled up slightly, always get my phone above me for the flattering angle. You know, this will do the job. In the meantime, I still obviously recommend professional photos, but this will start getting your face out there. It gets you used to it. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes, honestly. So just start telling stories. Talk about previous clients, how you started your business, why you love what you do. Let your audience get to know you and show your personality. It's things outside of your business as well. Like I'll talk about my kids. I'll talk about how I juggle everything, because lots of business owners are the same. So it's that relatability. And just practice. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. So feeling nervous, I completely get it. I'm slightly shaking right now.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
I'm trying not to talk too fast as well.
No, you're fine.
I cringe myself having to write about myself or talking live like this. I get so nervous. I'm sweating. But honestly, when we just need to do it for our businesses, you need to show up, fight the nerves, and see the magic that can happen as a result. When I post a photo of myself, every time I get more engagement than when it's of any other photo that I post. It's so worth it. And remember, people are not looking at you the same way you look at yourself. I might post a picture, I'm like, oh, you know, the double chin or whatever. That's not the first thing other people see. You know, they're going to see that I'm smiling, or, you know, something, or the colorful clothes. That's always a good distraction. So some top tips for dealing with nerves. If you are going to either take photos yourself or you've hired someone, play some music that makes you feel good. So have a little dance around before you start. Get yourself pumped up. It just gets your adrenaline going, gets you feeling really good. And then practice. So record yourself a few times before you go live on Instagram or LinkedIn, whatever it is you're doing. If you practice a few times, when you actually do it, it's just going to flow a bit better. And then you can find someone, a supportive friend or a colleague, that could either come along to an event with you, to be with you, so you know you've always got someone to speak to if you're going networking for the first time, or being your test audience for something like this. I roped somebody in yesterday to run through this with me. So little things like that can help as well. And then being your brand. So be your brand all the time. It needs to be authentic. I do love rainbows and bright colors. My home, you can see it behind me. I've got bright colors everywhere. Even, you know, Ian commented when I went to get my slippers because my feet were cold under my desk. He's like, even your slippers are rainbow. It's like, yes, I'm obsessed. So it's easy for me to stay on brand because I have these clothes anyway. I love it all, and my home is like this. But for example, if you're like an eco-conscious outdoorsy brand, if you're wearing a suit and looking really serious, you're going to potentially repel your ideal clients. So throw your wellies on and get outside in the countryside, show yourself surrounded by nature, because that's going to fit with your brand more. And that's the kind of people that are going to have those similar interests. So, you know, show up where your clients are, figure out where they hang out. Is it Facebook groups? Is it a local networking breakfast? And share valuable advice, join conversations, just be your awesome self, ideally wearing your brand colors or with a nice friendly profile photo. And people are going to start to notice you. Live your brand, share your hobbies and what's important to you, your brand values, your personality. You're never going to spot me wearing black. No one would recognize me. You know, it's all part of your branding and being recognized. Another example, in the shoots I've done with Big Nose and Beardy, the local cider company, they've got great branding and an awesome community of helpers. So they're passionate about sustainability. Their HQ is in the orchard on Phil's smallholding. They feed their waste products, the apple pulp when they finish juicing. They feed it to the pigs and the sheep. They're environmentally conscious, and we made sure to capture all these details. So we've got the community helping them with the apple pressing. We've got the sheep eating the waste products. We've got the apples looking gorgeous. We've got their products sitting in the blossom tree, you know, and then obviously pictures of them picking the apples, all of that, all the products, everything. So we made sure to capture it all in their seasonal photo shoots to really show all the different sides of their story.
Brilliant. They're a great chamber member as well. Big Nose.
Yes, well, that was how I ended up booking this job, because I reconnected with them. I've known them for years, but I'd seen they joined the chamber and we were chatting again. It had been a while, and they're saying, oh, actually, you know, we need some new photos. So we had a chat. Brilliant. And then we went from there. So yeah, it's been great. I've done a few this year for them, and absolutely, honestly, my favorite shoots ever. I love it. So using social media. So use social media as a way to communicate your brand. So go live. I know it's really scary, but it's a great way to supercharge your visibility, get your audience to interact with you. They want to hear from you. And when you go live, people get sent notifications. So they're more likely to open up and actually join. On a monthly basis, critique your own profile image, have a look, update it regularly. Don't forget it should be a picture of you, not just your logo. It's getting that face-to-face connection. Did you know, so I looked this up, a LinkedIn profile with a photo is 21 times more likely to get viewed than if you don't have one at all. And statistics show they're also more likely to receive up to 36 times more messages, a photo of yourself rather than a logo. So that's a big difference. So can you see yourself doing any of this? Can you commit to this? Tell me when, give me a deadline, write it in the comments, and see me as your business and brand cheerleader. I want to see you succeed. So moving forward, your business needs action. So you need to make those commitments, set the goals, and I would love to help you take a small step forward in your business today. And that's why I'm sort of nagging you with love. So write it down, you know, say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start posting on social media, or I'm going to go live, or I'm going to take a profile picture and change it to a picture of my face. And tell me when you're going to do it. So if you're ready for the next step, remember where you want to be, feeling more confident and professional, showing up, standing out from the competition. What I've shared today will help you, but some of you might be ready for the next step in your business growth. So I've got something that I know you're going to love. I've learned the hard way. I've honed my packages, and I'd love to make it easier for you in your business. So if you don't know where to start, or you don't feel confident with your marketing yet, I can help you with all the planning, refining your brand, locations, props, what you're going to wear, your shot list, the dreaded nerves. I can take care of all of this and help you feel comfortable making the right decisions, so you're going to convey the right message, and of course get a gorgeous gallery of lots of photos that are unique to your business. So pull the trigger. It's easy. Just get in touch. Tell me about your business, your challenges, where you want to be. You can book a chat on my website or message me on any of the social media platforms to get started. There's no obligation. I love chatting to businesses and finding out all about them. So if you decide it's not for you, absolutely fine, not a problem. I love transforming businesses from meh to marvelous. So instead of using bland stock images that don't really go together or mismatched, you can have vibrant, personality-packed photos. So there's a little before and after. We just need to switch the slide, Gordon. You're doing so well at keeping up with me, Gordon. Thank you. So this is a little before and after I did for an accountant, Trevor, in the high.
Another chamber member, Trevor.
Yeah, they were using stock images, and that was there before on Instagram on the left. And then this is a mock-up I did for them with their gallery after we did their shoot. So again, it was kind of getting across that he's a family man, local guy, loves hanging out, you know, in his local pub with a pint of Harvey's. They've got an amazing friendly team. You can just drop into them on the high street. It was showing where they are on the high street as well. All that kind of stuff. So it just cemented their professional images with the consistent colors and attention-grabbing graphics as well, which I created for them. So if you want results like this and grow your business with confidence, make sure you take advantage of my offer. So this is my little offer for you today. So my Spectrum package will solve all your visual marketing woes. Includes my help and expertise before your photo shoot with your pre-planning workbook, planning session, your shoot plan, and a to-do list, and then a 3-hour photo shoot and a digital gallery of over 150 photos. So it's going to keep you going on social media for at least 3 months. It's going to save you loads of time of stress about thinking, oh, what can I put today? What picture am I going to do? And then you get my help afterwards as well. So I will also help you with that social media with a plan for 30 days. So I will slot in the photos. I don't write the captions for you, but I will say, so write about this, ask about this, talk about this, and I'll put the appropriate pictures in. So you can just say, okay, we're posting that picture today and we're going to say this. So it's really easy. And once you've done it for 30 days, it will become much, much easier for you to then carry on. You'll also get the on-brand graphics in your fonts and colors to go with that. And 5 seasonal images of your choice from my private VIP collection. So, you know, things that sort of break it up a little bit. So, for example, fireworks for fireworks night, or I think it for New Year's Eve. I've got Christmas things, Halloween things, nature, all sorts of stuff. And it's all in my style. So it goes with your bespoke images. And then I also make a show reel video. We're using your photos, and from your brand workbook, I'll kind of pull things together to really speak to your ideal client, tell them about who you are. I've had people put that on their homepage or use it at the start of talks to introduce themselves. So it's all really valuable. Total together comes to a value of £2,500. And for chamber members right now, it's going to be £1,695. So if you want to feel less stressed, more confident, and save time, then this is all priced for you today. And if you decide today to book a chat with me, chat doesn't have to be today. You can just go on and book it today. Then you also receive a selection of 5 extra seasonal marketing images ready to use straight away. You'll get them just for booking the call. That's worth £150. And you can take your chat anytime over the next 4 weeks. Just remember, it is first come, first served. There is limited availability because I'm not always around. Got my 2 dentistry days as well. So if you're ready to dive in, you can come on board for just £99 deposit, and you'll also get a bonus, again, just for chamber members, worth £500 of extra marketing help after your session with me. So things like a follow-up mentoring call, a Canva tutorial to help you create your own graphics and things. So just private message me or comment here to say, yes, please, Bex, and I'll send you the link and you can pay the deposit and get yourselves booked in. It will be next year because I'm already fully booked for 2023, but we can start the planning process. And again, it's first come, first served.
Yes, please, Bex.
Yay! So thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this and found it useful. And I've got a little gift for you, as promised. So I'm going to give you all a copy of my checklist, which is 5 ways to prepare for your personality pack brand shoot. So whether you decide to do it yourself on your phone or you hire someone else, this will still help you plan. And everyone who downloads the guide within the next 24 hours will also receive a gift voucher for a visual brand critique with me worth £200. So it's a half an hour Zoom call, and I will go over your brand and give you lots of tips specific to you. So download your free checklist and get your gift voucher at bexphoto.com/free-gift. And that's us. If anyone's got any questions.
Wonderful.
Bex, that was amazing. I love what you're doing. It's absolutely incredible. I was going to say to you, my challenge is I have a bookkeeping business. How on earth do you make that interesting? But you already just showed us that with Trevor Powell's accountancy that we've done there.
Exactly.
So,
everyone thinks accounting is boring, and I was
making
like,
the dull
no,
interesting. You seem to be doing that very well.
Yes, it's my specialty.
Very good. So you have a new client, Bex, in Claire Allen, for sure, this morning. I'm not sure how many other people are watching us live, but that doesn't matter for now. Awesome, really, really interesting, and so pleased that the two examples you used there, Big Nose and Beardy and Accounting Now, were members of the chamber. One thing I meant to ask you right at the top of the meeting was, obviously you're a member of the chamber, Bex, and indeed all our guests on these podcasts are. But why did you join? I think it's a pretty obvious answer from what you've told us already. But why did you join, and what has the chamber done for you, sort of thing?
Sorry, I'm getting questions. Just held up a sign saying, "Hi, please have a humbug." No, because we're having lunch in a minute.
Oh yeah, that's more important.
So yeah, the chamber. I just wanted to meet more local businesses and connect with people. Shut the door, please. Connect with people and opportunities like this as well. This is the first time I wrote this webinar, like I said last month. I've never presented anything like this before, so getting to do this and having met you obviously at a few events and things, I feel more comfortable. I'm not too nervous, even though I am still sweating.
You've got a thick jumper on, that's the reason.
I was cold earlier. So yeah, it's opportunities like this to present myself to other businesses who might not have heard of me, getting to go to the networking sessions. It can be lonely working as a self-employed person at home, juggling the kids and everything else. And, it's things like that. I love the breakfast where you get to come and have a nice breakfast, chat to everyone. And then you've still got time the rest of the day to get on with, work stuff. So there's lots of reasons why I joined, and I've been really obviously have benefited from it. I've ended up booking clients, and I'm just enjoying meeting other people. So
good stuff. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us today. Really good stuff. And of course, we're going to preserve this presentation because it will be on our YouTube channel for anyone to dive into whenever they want to watch the visuals or listen to it on a podcast, audio only, anytime they want between now and never more now, because we have our own YouTube channel. So that's all very good. Claire, is there anything that you wanted to ask Beck specifically before I get into this stuff about the sort of parish notices for the chamber events coming up? Anything else that you want to add?
Well, I got frozen out just now, so I don't know if you heard what I was saying.
No, I didn't know.
Oh, right. So it was just a challenge of making bookkeeping interesting, because I saw what you did with Trevor Powell and his accountancy practice, so that was amazing. But I have to say, what we do is quite a dull subject, and making that interesting and visual is a real big challenge for me. So we definitely need to talk, I think, Beth.
Yeah.
Very good.
And what platforms, which platforms? I use LinkedIn mostly for what I do. I can't spread myself over all platforms, but it's finding and identifying your audience, of course, and where they're showing up, and trying to attract them. So that's always problematic.
Yeah, definitely. I'm terrible on LinkedIn, and I know, I'm business to business now. I just do the branding now. I don't do family shoots anymore, but I've gotten myself so comfortable with Instagram as the creative, and, it's all about photos, obviously, but I have set up my LinkedIn, and I will, if I get tagged in something, I'll try and share it, but I'm not used to it. And that's on my list forever, to-do list of be more active on LinkedIn, connect with people more there, post more on there. So yeah, you're right. It is really important to identify where your audience is. And I do think my audience is there. I'm just not very good myself. I'm still learning again, all my, myself, and trying to be better at putting myself out there in the right places. So yeah, the chamber was one of them. And yeah, LinkedIn is another one I still need to work on.
And I guess the whole of, being in business is a learning curve anyway, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You've never cracked it, not really, unless you sell your business for millions of pounds, and even then, are you truly happy? But no, I mean, you've been going 17 years, you said, as a photographer, and you've always taken, always been interested in photography, but you've taken photography seriously for say 17 years. What advice would you give to anyone looking to get into the people photography business today in 2023?
this is part of my story. I was never interested in people photography at all. People used to say to me all the time, "We should take, you should do weddings or you should do that." And I'm like, "No, I don't do people." I was never interested in it until I had my own people. When I had my 2 little cute babies, I was like, "Whoa, I need to take pictures of them." And I honestly, I was rubbish at the beginning. It was completely different. So I started off as a nature and landscape photographer, and that was, when I started my business, I was selling prints. I was going to craft fairs. I had an online shop. It was completely different. So, I would say, I think any business is always adapting and changing. And photography, if you're thinking about getting into photography, choose something that you are interested in. Because if I'd started off doing people, I don't think I would have got to the same place, because I wasn't interested in it at all. It was only when I actually was like, oh, I want to take better pictures of my babies, actually. And so I was like, no, I need to learn more about this, because it's completely different. Every genre of photography is different, and so yeah, I did mentoring. So that would be my advice. If you find you really enjoy a subject, but you want to get better at it, find someone who does something that you like, someone with a style that you like, or that, and it's not to become a copy of them. It's not to do the same as them, but just to learn from them. So I did it with a family photographer, and I loved her work. Even though hers was very sort of light and bright and airy, and mine are more a bit sort of dark and moody. And even that's evolved over the years. It's a lot more sort of brighter and just more vibrant now, but I've always been into color. And she just having that outside eye, especially as a creative, to sort of look at your work and be like, okay, well, no, so this is where you want to be and this is where you are, but maybe if you just try this, or, it was more to do with my editing than my actual taking of the photos. And it completely changed. And she's like, I was just getting pictures of the kids' faces, and I was like, it's a bit boring. They're cute, but they're all the same, And she's like, well, you're using this particular lens all the time. If you have a wider lens, you're going to get more of the story. And I was a bit scared of shadows and things, whereas I love shadows now and more dramatic light. So again, it's just getting more confident with stuff like that. So practice. Find something you like, find someone who can help teach you, whether they, if they offer mentoring or online courses. I've done lots of online courses. Join an online camera club or a real life camera club, depending what you're into. There's lots of different ways you can kind of learn and get more into things.
Excellent. And tell us, you touched on the charity shoots. I benefited from this myself. You were behind the camera and you had to look at me and take lots of photographs. Tell us a little bit about this. How do people get involved? What's the charity? So
the charity is Rainbow Trust. So they help families with children with serious illnesses. Yes, on brand. So obviously it's a charity that I, believe in, as well as the fact it's got rainbow in the title, and they sent me rainbow balloons to use. So basically it also worked with what I wanted to do. So I did a charity headshot project before for Young Minds, where we just did yellow, and I was like, well, now I just do branding, and every brand has a different color. Let's do a rainbow. So you get to pick a color of the rainbow. So obviously you went with the green for the sort of nature and outdoors. It's a year-long project. So we're obviously getting to the end of the year. I don't have a lot of slots left, and there's a few colors I don't have a lot of. So I am actually restricting it now. So if your brand is yellow, orange, maybe red, pink or purple, then please contact me, because I would love to come and take your photo. It's £50. It all goes to the charity. You get 2 headshots. If you want any extras, you can donate more to the charity. This is not about me making money. And I've raised, I think, just under £1,500 now, which is awesome. And I've got a few more people already lined up. But yeah, I would like, because what I want to do at the end of the year is create a big collage of the whole rainbow going across, and I need some more of those warmer colors. I've got loads of green and blue, so I'm afraid if your brand is green or blue, then
you missed the boat.
I'm done. So the other colors, I do still have some space that I can fit you in November and December. So please get in touch. You can find it on my website as well. It's bexphoto.com/fundraiser. And you just fill in that form, and then I'll be in touch with more details about how to donate and everything. And you'll see the gallery so far on there as well with the ones that I've done, although I need to update it. So
Very good. Excellent. Good. Claire, anything else from you?
No, I'm just wowed by what you're doing, and there's so many. There's an opportunity there for anyone to contact you and actually work with you from a full package to one of the charity headshots. So it's amazing.
So if you're on a really, really tight budget, 50 quid, it is going to benefit your business. It is going to get you a return on your business, and that all goes to charity, so you can feel good about it as well, and it's tax deductible.
I really like my headshots. I love them. In fact, I use them now. Thing is, I've lost a bit of weight since then, so maybe I need some more. I don't know.
Maybe you should do it again.
Anyway, right, enough of me. It's not about me at all. Okay. So thank you for joining us, Bex. Stay with us until we finish the show, which we're coming up to do very shortly. Let me take you through a couple of chamber events that are coming up. Next Wednesday, we have the return of our online networking. This is between 9 and 10 a.m. in the morning. Open to any business in and around Uckfield. The chamber members will get the link sent to them on Monday morning. And then anyone else, and I've had an email this morning from somebody that's interested, that's not a member, I'm going to send that person the link. On this meeting, you get an opportunity to update everyone with 60 seconds about what's new in your business. And we have a 10-minute speaking slot at the end. And we have Sam Barker from Open Door Digital talking next week about how important it is to have a good and interactive website and all the rest of it. So a really good online meeting next Wednesday morning. Looking forward to that one. And then that's going to be followed a fortnight later by our town centre members meeting. This is the only meeting that we run in alternate months for members only. So you do need to be a member of the chamber to attend this. If you're not a member, you'd like to come along, do get in touch. You can join and then attend. And this is going to be, as it says there at the, we didn't say there, it's a town centre meeting. It's at the Civic Centre. And we have Inspector Ed Neve from Wilden Police speaking. And we're also, and I'm really looking forward to this, we're going to soft launch the Uckfield Business Awards for next year. So the date is in the diary already for September 2024. And we're just going to soft launch this, the Business Awards this evening. And then we're going to get some detail around some of the stuff early in the new year. So that's on the 15th of November. Book your place. You can book online for that event now, for sure. And then we do all this again in a month from now, Claire. Well, Claire will be working with Chris Dowling on the 23rd of November. And the guest on that occasion will be Paul Matthews from Insight 6. Now, Paul is basically, he does customer insights, mystery shopping, all that kind of stuff. Really interesting topic we've got lined up for you on the podcast next time. And then following that, we have, of course, late night shopping. The planning for this has been going for some months. We just hope and fingers crossed and pray we have a dry evening in Uckfield for Friday, the 1st of December. And all your usual favourites will be there. So do log that date and join us in Uckfield for that occasion. And then the final event we have for the year, one back, there we are, is our Christmas lunch. And this is really for our members only. It's at the Picture House. So again, we're supporting another local business and a chamber member. And if you want to go to that, just let me know and we will book you in, as Bex has done this morning, in fact, haven't you? Told us that you're coming along and joining us for a Christmas lunch. And that's, I think, all we have time for today. So the next show is on the 23rd of November, as I've already said. Claire will be hosting that one with Chris Dowling. Paul Matthews will be joining us. So thank you very much for watching. If you're watching live or if you're going to watch this on catch up, thank you anyway for engaging with us. And that is all for now. So it's goodbye from me and it's goodbye from Claire and Bex.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers, everyone.